going on, guys? Welcome to the final game with Restore Balance. Could go undefeated. Do I want this? Yeah, 2 border posts, it's fine. I will say that literally right after the last match, I got matched up with Ad Nauseam a second time, 2 games in a row. So I just quit recording immediately. And I ended up losing, actually. So, I didn't choose not to show the game because I lost. I saw Ad Nauseam as like turned off the recording. It's like, all right, I'm not gonna show this, and then I lost. So kind of 4-1 right now technically. Opponent plays a manland, by the way. Let's get a border post into play. I will say that I have had multiple occasions where people rage quit in the first game. So I don't know. We could just as easily say we're like 6 or 7-1. It's been pretty bad, but in terms of games being actually recorded, we could go undefeated here, which would be kind of the best. And we're gonna play our 3rd border post. So we do have 2 greater Gargadons, and we now have a cascade spell that we can cast. So this isn't looking bad. Opponent's playing blue-white though, which is scary. Seems like very high likelihood that it's some kind of control deck, which I don't like. Having Restore Balance countered would be bad. Opponent does nothing and discards Spreading Seas, which is pretty useless, admittedly. Don't have a lot of lands. So we'll play Lingering Souls. That'll give us something to target with Demonic Dread. We also could have played Ardent Plea, but this will also help Greater Gargadon come into play faster, which I like. We could just not cascade into Restore Balance and just beat with the spirits for a little bit too. Get as much damage as we can. Draw a mountain. Well, let's suspend the other Greater Gargadon for sure. And yeah, let's just flashback Lingering Souls. And we'll get in for 2. So we can just swing for 4 per turn until they do something. I mean, they're discarding cards for some reason and not playing anything. So that's interesting. They go to 18. Not entirely sure what their plan is. Ghost Quarter, sure. Counters go off of Greater Gargadons. We draw March of the Machines. Alright, well, there's another way to kill our opponent if we need it. We'll get in for 4. Opponent goes to 14. Well, I don't want to play lands, but we can't play March of the Machines without it. Yeah, let's go ahead and I don't know. Should we? Yeah, let's play Ardent Plea. We'll sacrifice the plains. Maybe this is a mistake. I just don't know what they're doing. I mean, it's just blue-white. I would guess blue-white control because of the man lands. So this might be countered. Cryptic Command. I'm almost glad for that. For some reason, it's not letting me sacrifice things when Restore Balance is on the stack. It's like it's auto-yielding. You're supposed to be able to respond to it first, but... So I forgot to sacrifice the spirit, so it's a good thing they countered that. I guess we'll just be swinging for 4 per turn still. They did bounce a border post too, so that's annoying. But not a huge deal. Alright, opponent does nothing. Greater Gargadons are ticking down. Get another border post. So, yeah, we'll play a border post. And looks like we're going to be getting in for 4 again. Cryptic Command. Again. Tap all creatures and draw a card. Well, okay. So I guess we'll pass the turn. Alright, well, opponent does nothing again. We draw a border post. Gotta love blue-white control. Doing nothing. And probably still winning. Well, let's just cast a border post. Why not? And we will get in for 4. If they allow it. Alright, no cryptic commands. Attack for 4. Never mind, condemn. So destroy a spirit, we gain 1. We will get in for 3 then. They go to 11. I also should have responded to condemn by sacrificing the spirit to Greater Gargadon. So that was a play mistake there. My mistake. But it's okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, maybe. Another border post. Well, we have plenty of those. This is like the perfect game for March of the Machines because we have so many border posts. So, do we just do that now or do we... Well, we're going to get in for 3 for sure. Maybe we'll be lucky and our opponent will play a Cryptic Command and tap out. No. Alright, they go to 8. I just don't know if it's worth it. I don't think so. I mean, it seems like it's a pretty good chance it'll be countered. There's no doubt they're just playing counters and a single win condition somewhere. So we'll just lean back and take it easy and take our 3 points damage per turn. Greater Gargadons are going to be coming in soon as well. So I don't need to go too crazy here. Alright, and the opponent just concedes out of nowhere. So what do we play against blue control? We really just don't have any good answers for a blue control deck. I think we're just going to have to play with our deck, no sideboarding. Let's just see what happens in game 2. Alright, game 2. 1 border post. Not super happy with it. Another 1 border post hand. I think I'm going to keep it this time. I don't want to mulligan too much. So we need a green source. And that'll be good. I probably should have mulliganed again. I'm starting to regret it the more I look at this. It's not looking great. Opponent plays Serum Visions. Sure. Alright, draw a border post. Perfect. Definitely need more of those. Not the color I want. I needed green. But now we're also close to playing Ardently as well. So now we need either green or white. Either of those will be fine. Opponent plays goes quarter and passes. Restore balance. Don't want to see that, but it's alright. We'll play a border post and pass. Nope, because border post is going to be countered. Sure. So this is looking really bad now. I just want to go undefeated, man. Come on. Why has it got to be blue control now? Ancestral Visions. So, yeah, draw an island. Well, I guess we're just going to play a land and pass. Ancestral Visions gets a counter off of it. Opponent just passes, does nothing. Greater Gargadon. Sure, we'll suspend that. And then we'll pass. Vendilion Click. Yeah. I'm not sure what they'll take. I've got 3 Cascade spells, so we're pretty good there. March of the Machines isn't great either. So they just don't have a lot of good options here. So I assume they're just going to take a Cascade. No, they didn't. They took Restore Balance. Okay, well, I'm fine with that. Did not need a Restore Balance in my hand. That was an interesting choice. Not that they had a really good one. We take 3, go to 17. So I really want to... oh, they're tapping out. Good. Now would be a good time to play Restore Balance. Too bad. Unless we top deck a Forest, which we obviously don't. So, what are we going to do here? We can't do anything. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do nothing. Because we can't do anything. So, I guess we just play a land and pass. Need a forest or a plains. Opponent doesn't attack? Well, okay then. They could have done a lot of damage to us, but they chose not to. Oh, and we draw a Demonic Dread. But they're not tapped out anymore. Well, we gotta try it. Chances are it's gonna be countered. But we'll play Demonic Dread. Cast Restore Balance. I'm not even going to sacrifice my lands. I don't want to risk it. I'm just going to make them sacrifice their creatures. Sacrifice a couple lands. Cracking a Floated Strand, though. So, getting mana for a counter spell, I'm guessing. Cryptic Command. Yep. Gets countered. So, we'll pass the turn. Can't do a whole lot against blue control. That's kind of the point. Ancestral Visions comes off suspend, so they draw 3. Opponent decides to attack this time. Not sure why they didn't before, but we go down to 12. It's looking pretty bad. Another Ancestral Visions. and a Serum Visions. So, I don't know. I don't see this as a winnable game. They've only got 2 lands on tap, though. So maybe if we draw away the Cascade, we do not. Sure. Well, we'll get that into play, at least. Not that it helps unless we draw another Demonic Dread. Yeah, we can't do anything. We're just going to pass here. Opponent's just going to attack for 5. Probably not going to do anything else, I'm guessing. Gonna go out on a limb here and say they're not going to do anything else. Am I being crazy? Nope, they don't do anything else. Pass. We do draw a Demonic Dread. Well, that's kind of surprising there. But they're just completely untapped, so there's no way this is going to resolve. We'll try it. Don't see it happening. And we're also out of Restore Balances as well. This is our last chance, I think. Yep, here it comes. Mana Leak. Restore Balance is countered. And we will pass the turn. Opponent cracks a Flooded Strand, sure. Alright, opponent's turn. They're going to attack for 5. So we'd be dead if they would have attacked the other time. So we'll see what we draw. If we draw a Forest or Plains, maybe there's a chance. Well, we get a Forest. Unfortunately, it's going to come into play tapped. So we'll just concede. There's no way. We're going to die next turn. So, concede. And, again, just nothing to do here. So we found our weakness. Blue control is our weakness. Just because they can counter Restore Balance. But let's just get into game 3. Alright, game 3. Final game of the series. Lots of... Oh, this is actually kind of great. Oh, we're definitely going to keep this. Border Post, Nihilith, and a Demonic Dread. And the mana to play it. This is a pretty high stakes game. If we win this, we go undefeated. We go 5-0 with this deck. If we can beat Blue Control. Blue Control is such an easy matchup with my usual style, that being some kind of aggro. But with this, it's a bit more problematic. But anyway, we draw another Border Post. We'll play 1. So next turn, we'll suspend Nihilith, maybe? Or would it be worth it just to go straight into Demonic Dread? I'm not sure. They've got 2 mana untapped. I don't think I want to bother with risking cascading right now. I think I'm going to play a Border Post, suspend Nihilith. So if we're lucky, they'll tap out for some reason. That would be great. And then it would be pretty devastating. Celestial Purge destroys a Border Post. Well, that's annoying. But we do get a counter off of Nihilith. Nihilith gets another counter off of it. It's got 5. We draw an Evolving Wilds. So I think we just play a Border Post this turn. Not do anything too crazy. We just really need them to tap out. The good news is we can Violent Burst at the end of their turn. And if they have the mana to counter it, we can play Demonic Dread on our turn. But we need a creature in play for that to work. So that's just the issue with Demonic Dread. It can be a dead card sometimes. Alright, Nihilith goes down to 4 counters. Suspend and Ancestral Visions. 3 counters on Nihilith now. Well, they're tapped out, so I guess we go for it now. Cascade into Restore Balance. Sacrifice your lands. Discard your cards. They have to discard. Again, I should have played Border Post. They would have had to discard an extra card. Another stupid play mistake. If we go 5-0 with this, with the play mistakes I've made, then that's a pretty good testament to the deck. Because, again, should have played Border Post first. But, that's okay. It'll be fine, maybe. So, Nihilith is going to come into play because they had to discard and sacrifice lands. So, cast Nihilith. It has haste. And then Violent Outburst gives it +1/+0. So, we'll play a land, play Border Post, play Metalwork Colossus for free. And then we will attack for 5. So, they're dead next turn. They concede. There we go. Holy crap. 5-0 with the Restore Balance. Wow. I didn't think I'd ever have a series go 5-0. At least not in tournament practice. I've been toying around with like just for fun decks that I thought maybe could, just because they're silly just for fun decks. But 5-0 in tournament practice with a budget deck under 10 tickets. Under 10 tickets, and you can have a deck work that consistently. As I mentioned at the beginning of the game, I did play Ad Nauseum twice and ended up losing to it the second time. So technically, we are 5-1. Though I will say that I had, geez, I don't know, at least 4 or 5 games I think, where people just conceded in game one, just like rage quit and then quit the match, and they were just like no, like nope, don't want to do it. So I mean, we could just as easily say we're like 7, 8, maybe even 9-1 because there have been so many games I didn't get to finish. I had to trash so many recordings. So I'm totally happy with this deck. 5-0 on camera, you know, at least 7-1 off. And, 10 tickets, under 10 tickets. It's not that much for a deck that can compete at that level. And again, it's not a tier 1 deck. It's not a, 700, 800 ticket style of deck. It's not Death Shadow. It's not Affinity. But for under 10 tickets to have a deck be that consistently playable against tier 1, we did play Ad Nauseum, which is a tier 1 deck. We played against Blue Control. We played against 8 Rack. We didn't play against any of the super expensive decks. But, Ad Nauseum is a tournament quality deck. And we did get a win against that. We did go 1-1 against it, technically. So I would definitely consider this for F&M if you have maybe a bit more laid back group and you're willing to spend, like $50, I think is about what it costs in paper. I would say it's totally playable. It's what I would be playing again if I was playing in paper. But anyway, 5-0, the first 5-0 deck on this channel. As always, like, subscribe, check out the channel. I usually do weird, budgety, janky decks like this. So if you're interested in that, check out the channel. By all means, subscribe. And I'll see you with whatever deck comes next.